Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on a Toyota Yaris Eco or Vitz 2001 model. This is the TS version, so the 1.5 litre VVTi. Probably the same thing on the other petrol engines. And what you'll need are 5W30 oil, an oil filter, a washer for your drain plug, a tub or anything to collect the oil you're going to drain out, oil filter key to be able to undo the oil filter that's on the car, and a 14mm key to undo the oil drain plug, which is here. So here's the oil pan. Just above is the oil filter. You can do this without having access like I have underneath the car. You can have a better access by taking off the right wheel. You see the drain plug is really close to it, so you get a good access. Otherwise you can just jack up a bit the car, undo the plug, and then bring the car back down so it empties nicely. The oil filter can be removed either from underneath or from above. You'll just see a little less well from above, but from underneath you have this plastic protection cover which reduces a little bit your access, but apart from that, nothing complicated. So I let the engine run for a few minutes to get the oil warm. The hotter it will be, the more fluid it will be, and the better it will drain out. But don't get it too hot, otherwise you'll burn yourself. It won't be very pleasant. So first thing, I'm going to prepare the tub, and I'm going to first just undo the drain plug like so, and as soon as you've undone it, it should come by hand. I can turn it really easily. Try to get hold of the plug before it falls into the oil, otherwise you'll have to put your hands in it. Happens to me quite often. I'm a specialist at dropping it in there. I'll try and not do it this time. Here we go. Nice and clean for once. So yeah, that's a good example. You can see that the plug came out without the washer. It's still here. So we're going to make sure to take it off before putting back the plug and the new washer. So now just let it drain out like this. I'm going to open the filler cap. I don't like doing it before because it's just going to make the oil come out even quicker. But I'm going to take it off now. Here it is. I'm just going to open it. I won't take it off, just leave it like that so that the air can come in, but nothing can get into the engine. Let me just show you again the oil filter. You can't see it very well from here. You can access it fairly easily this way. Just put your arm in here, and then you can have access to it here with your filter key. So that's what we're going to do now. With this type of filter key, it's a strap key, so you put around your filter. Well, this is the new one, but just to show you, put it around like this, and then just screw it on until it's tight enough, and then turn, and it should come off. And if you need a little more, unscrew it, make it go around, tighten it again, and keep on screwing it, and then you should be able to take it off by hand. If you have this type of key, there are different types of keys, but this is usually you get around to doing most oil filters with this, unless you have very little space and you need one that comes from above or underneath like that. Alright, so I put my key into position. I'm not going to film like that because some oil is going to come down, so prepare something to put your filter in there, because he's going to be full of oil as well. And now I'm just going to undo it. You can see it over there. Here it is. I don't have much space to turn it around, but it seems to be already loosened up, so I might be able to keep going by hand. Otherwise, just undo your key, replace it, and try again. Yes. So as I said, some oil's going to come out. Out. And now just let all the oil come out as long as possible till it barely drips anymore. The longer you wait, the more dirty oil you'll get out, so that's good. Now I'm just going to give a bit of a clean up here. With a rubber seal of the filter is going to be. Make sure it's nice and clean. Before I put in my new filter, I'm going to take some oil. The old oil will be fine. I'm going to grease it up, and that's what's going to make it fairly easy to undo next time. If you don't do that, it's going to sort of dry up and stick to the metal. Well, it could, and it's going to be pretty hard to get off. So this one's actually not exactly the same size as the old one. It's wider. There are two references for this one, but the seal is at the same place, so it shouldn't be a problem. It's just that it's a bigger one, but there's enough space to put it back on. So as you saw, you just bring it up and screw it on by hand. Don't need to show you exactly how I do it, because it's really simple. I'm just screwing it on by hand. And when you can't tighten it anymore by hand, now you're going to do like a quarter of a turn with the key. No more. You don't want to get it too tight. There is a seal, and we're going to check anyway if it's leaking once the oil's been all through the engine. So no point in putting it on too hard. So now I'm going to put back the drain plug. Take off the old washer if it wants to come off. Okay. I'm going to use a small screwdriver to take that off. There we go. Same thing, wipe it clean. Make sure there's no part of the gasket the washer that got stuck on there, and then just put the new one on the drain plug. Probably the blue part towards the engine. Yeah, that's probably in sort of a non-stick material. These are sort of like paper, well, maybe not paper, but it looks like paper washer, not the copper ones. Screw it on by hand always to make sure it's nice and straight, and then tighten it with the key. Of course, don't overdo it. You want to make sure it's not gonna leak, but if you ruin the screw, you're good to change all the oil pan, so it's better to be cautious. And with the washer on, it should be oil tight. Alright, anyway, we're gonna check. That's why you're gonna also clean up again, make sure we have no oil left. And now we're going to be able to see straight away when the engine's running if it's leaking from here, and same thing where the oil filter is. So now we're all done underneath. We're going to be able to put the new oil in. So I'm not sure exactly how much I have to put back, so I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna put too much in, but it's between 3.9 and 4.3 liters. So I think the full volume is 4.3 with the oil filter, and if the car had never been filled with oil, since there's still a little bit of old oil around the engine, we're going to be putting a little less, but basically put 3.9 liters and then see how you are on the dipstick, and that's what we're going to do right now. At this point you can use a funnel, that's not a bad idea. I'm just going to go like that. Hope I don't put too much all over the place. And since this is a 4-liter container, I'm going to just put almost all of it. Alright. Put this back on. I'm gonna let it run for a couple of minutes so that the oil gets everywhere, and basically you're gonna check here, make sure nothing leaks here, and above there, if you see any drops on the side of the filter around here, then just give it a bit of a twist to tighten it up a bit more. If it doesn't leak, you're good to go. Just turned off the engine now, let it a few minutes until the oil goes all the way back down here, and then we'll check on the dipstick. Meanwhile, you can put this oil into another container, bring it somewhere where it can be recycled or at least treated, and then you're almost done. Okay, I've been waiting a few minutes. Now I'm going to check the oil level, wipe it the first time, then dip it again. And here we are, bang on the full mark. It's between here and there, so that's perfect. I'm going to check in the next few days that the level is still good. And it's always better not to put too much in. It's easier to complete, and it's not going to harm your engine if you have a little less. Of course, no less than the minimal level, but if you have too much, you're going to have to drain some out, and that's going to be more of a hassle. So I prefer putting a little bit less and then completing in the next few days if necessary. So as you saw, anyone can do that. It's a really easy job, especially on this car. Everything's really accessible. So don't hesitate to do it yourself. It'll save you a bit of money, it won't take too much time, and at least you'll know exactly what you've done to your engine. Alright, see you next time in another video.